Ever feel like you're shouting into the void online, trying to, get your product or service noticed?
Yeah.
You're not alone.
It's tough out there.
It is. And today we are diving into a framework that might just be the answer to our prayers.
Okay.
It's called Hook, Story, Offer.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, it sounds deceptively simple,
It does, yeah.
but it's seriously effective when it comes to selling online.
Right.
And to guide us on this deep dive, we have some excerpts from ClickFunnels blog.
Oh, good.
These guys practically wrote the book on sales funnels.
They did, yeah.
So they definitely know a thing or two about turning scrollers into buyers.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're the masters.
Yeah.
What's so fascinating about this framework, I think, is how it mirrors the way our brains are actually wired. It's almost like a cheat code for grabbing attention and building trust, especially in this world where we are just inundated with information.
It's true. Okay, so let's break down each part of the Hook story offer, starting with the hook.
Okay.
How much time do you think you really have to stop someone from scrolling on, like, Instagram or whatever?
Oh my gosh, not long. Probably like 3 seconds, maybe?
Less, probably.
Less, you're right.
Which is why crafting that hook is absolutely crucial.
Oh yeah, if you don't hook them instantly, you've lost them.
They're gone.
Yeah.
So it's about triggering almost like that primal curiosity, that itch in the back of your brain that makes you need to know more.
Like that feeling when you've seen like a movie trailer and there's a plot twist.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
You have to see it.
Yes, exactly. And ClickFunnels themselves, they use this so brilliantly.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they have one ad campaign and it's these strange visuals, kind of almost jarring. And the headline is, Why Websites Don't Work.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what?
That one stopped me dead in my tracks. It's like,
yeah.
wait, my website doesn't work. How do they know that?
They know. And it's just like that. They've got you hooked because they're presenting a problem that challenges, everything you thought you knew.
Oh, right.
Right. It makes you crave that solution.
Okay.
So it's all about creating this kind of open loop in the viewer's mind that they're then compelled to close.
So it's not about being loud or flashy. It's about being intriguing.
Yeah.
You've got to tap into that natural human curiosity.
Yeah.
But, grabbing attention is only half the battle, right?
It's true.
You have to keep them engaged.
Right.
And that's where I think the power of story comes in.
Yes, 100%.
So you've stopped someone mid-scroll with this amazing hook.
Right.
Now what?
Now what?
How do you actually reel them in with a story?
Okay, so this is where I think it gets really interesting because you have to tap into something much deeper than just logic.
Right.
It's about emotion. People buy for emotional reasons, and a good story connects with them on that level.
Like anyone can say, my product's the best or my product's the cheapest.
Right.
But a story makes it real.
Totally.
It makes it relatable. It makes it human.
And memorable.
Memorable, yeah.
Yeah. Think about ClickFunnels uses this example in their blog, immediate WTR.
Yeah, the coffee alternative.
The coffee alternative. What's so brilliant about I've seen some of their ads, is how they use their founder's story.
Okay.
And he talks about struggling with coffee addiction.
Which, so many people can relate to that.
So many people. It's like almost everyone, right?
Yeah.
And so when they're telling that story, it's like they're saying, hey, we've been there.
We get it.
We've felt that pain, that frustration. BT.
Here's the solution.
Yes.
We found a solution.
It instantly builds trust. People are more likely to believe a story than like a straight up sales pitch.
Right, because it feels less like they're trying to sell you something.
Totally. And it feels more authentic, right?
Yeah.
It feels more real. And another thing that ClickFunnels talks about is starting a story not at the beginning, but starting in the middle of the action.
At a pivotal moment.
Yes. To really grab the attention.
Oh, like how Russell Brunson does it on the Traffic Secrets landing page?
Yes.
He jumps right into that moment where he's launching ClickFunnels and he has no idea if it's going to work.
Right.
If anyone's going to sign up, and you're just like on the edge of your seat.
You're like, oh my gosh, is this going to work?
Yeah. Is this going to work out for him?
And that's the brilliance of it, is he's drawing you in with the suspense, right?
Right.
He's making you feel like you are a part of his entrepreneurial journey, which is really clever.
It's not just a sales page at that point.
Yeah.
It's a story. It's a story of risk and struggle and then ultimately triumph.
Exactly. And because you've experienced that with him, those emotions Through the story, you're much more receptive to his offer when he finally presents it.
Right.
Because you're like, man, I was right there with you on that journey. Let's do this.
I'm invested now.
Yes, exactly. But even the most compelling story, it needs a strong offer to really seal the deal.
Of course.
And that's where the offer part of the framework comes in.
Right.
And that's more than just, here's the price.
All right, so you've hooked them, right?
Right.
With that juicy question.
Right.
You pulled them in with this amazing story.
Yep.
Now it's time to make them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it's not just about presenting your product or your service, right? It's about how you frame it.
Okay.
It's about maximizing the perceived value.
ClickFunnels talks about this, about making people feel like they're getting way more than what they're paying for.
Yes.
Which, I mean, who doesn't love a good deal?
Exactly. It's like a classic marketing principle.
Yeah.
But again, ClickFunnels just takes it to like another level.
Okay.
So let's go back to that traffic secrets landing page we were talking about.
Yeah.
And let's break down how they structure their offer.
Okay, so they got me with the story.
Okay.
I'm invested. What's next?
Okay, so first, they create a sense of urgency, right?
Okay.
They've got this limited time offer.
Oh, yeah.
And this is so smart because it taps into our fear of missing out.
Right.
That scarcity principle that we're all familiar with.
Get it now before it's gone forever.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So even if you're on the fence, about buying this thing,
right,
that little voice in the back of your head is like, oh, but what if it's not here tomorrow?
I have to act now.
Yes, exactly.
And then it gets better, smarter, I guess.
Okay.
They sweeten the deal even more by adding bonuses.
Oh, yeah.
Which adds even more perceived value.
Right. It's like you're getting all this free stuff on top of what you were already going to buy.
Exactly. Who doesn't like free stuff?
Nobody doesn't like free stuff.
Exactly. And then to top it all off, they offer a money-back guarantee.
Okay, yeah.
Which basically eliminates all risk for the buyer.
Right, because it's like, hey, try it, and if you don't love it,
send it back.
We'll give you your money back, no questions asked.
Exactly. They've reversed the risk.
Right.
From the buyer to themselves.
Right.
It's brilliant. I mean, when you lay it all out like that, it's like, well, duh.
Right.
But it's amazing how many businesses miss these crucial steps.
It's so true. And it all comes back to this simple, well, not simple, but this easy to remember, at least framework. Hook, story, offer. And when it's used correctly, it can be incredibly powerful.
It's like you were saying at the beginning, it's almost like a cheat code for selling online.
Yeah. Well, maybe not a cheat code, but it's definitely a proven strategy.
Right.
It's about understanding basic human psychology.
Right.
And then applying these principles to your marketing.
Yeah. So to wrap things up for our listeners, if there's one key takeaway from this deep dive, it's don't underestimate the power of a good story.
Yes.
And a well-crafted offer.
Absolutely, because by combining those two things, you can turn those scrollers into, loyal, paying customers.
That's what we want.
Yes.
And that is the secret sauce to selling anything online, really.
It's true, and it works across industries, across niches. It's really powerful stuff.
So next time you're thinking about your online presence, whether it's your website copy, your social media posts, whatever, ask yourself, does it have that hook, story, offer?
Good question.
And if it doesn't, maybe it's time for a revamp.
Yes, 100%.
Until next time, happy selling, everyone.
Happy selling.